Hello, welcome to Sunday. It is rainy and gray and slightly cold outside today. Very unexciting weather. And Aaron just fed Fred, so we can go watch Freddie eat for a little bit. What I'm planning to do today is mostly Instant Pot cooking, so there won't be really like much action happening. I do have some chicken hearts that I defrosted. I soaked some chickpeas. I have that tofu that I froze a couple of weeks back and it's been defrosted. I found a old can of yellow curry sauce concentrate and also a can of coconut milk. So I think we're just gonna mix it all in there and just let it instant cook. And that's all I have energy for. I'm pretty low energy today. Haven't really been sleeping well. If anybody has any advice on how to sleep better, obviously reducing stress in my life is pretty important, but if you have any other tips, I've basically just been smoking every night to get myself to sleep. I skipped one day and it was not great. I slept like 3 hours that night and it was pretty spotty too. So, tips and tricks, let me know. And also a reminder to take your vitamins. Smoke even more weed. Oh man, there's gonna be no end to smoking weed, honestly. Freddie, you eat so fast, bro. Anyway, welcome to Sunday, y'all. A box for Fred. He doesn't want to be in it, Aaron. Just let him go, please. And what do we agree on? Water. Water is a tricky one because if I drink too much water, then I have to get up and pee. And that interrupts my sleep. Who else is tired? Here is the chicken hearts that I have. This is from the farmer's market. Pretty snazzy stuff. I'm not sure if melatonin is good for people with a history of kidney disease, which I have had. You let me know. But I think I haven't taken melatonin because of potential side effects. I rinse these 3 times in the bag. Going into the Instant Pot with it. There's also a component of, I think, anxiety that I haven't quite diagnosed, because without fail, I feel like 80% of my days I'll just get a random stomach ache now. Like, I have one right now. The stomach ache is in my upper abdominal, like right underneath my chest cavity, like right in my lower ribs area. It's not like a debilitating pain, but it's almost like a cross between a very dull ache and like a sprained muscle. It just feels very tight, and I don't know how else to describe it, but I have a feeling that it is a snowball of stress and anxiety. So if you wanted high energy June today, she's checked out. This is the June that we have today. Anyway. Here's the tofu that we froze. Didn't really change the texture much, but it's not really completely defrosted yet. I'm just gonna break it up into chunks with my hands. That way I can absorb some of the flavors better. Let me turn down the camera. We're Instant Potting it because I'm lazy and I don't want to do much else. I've not had magnesium. What does that do? I will poop to death? That sounds like a challenge. I guess that's not a very fun way to go, but you gotta go somehow, huh? I've only soaked these chickpeas for about an hour and a half because I didn't really think about this beforehand, but I think the Instant Pot will do a great job on softening them up. Iron deficiency, I don't know. I don't have a history of iron deficiency, although I think at one point I had like a zinc deficiency. But I mean, maybe it's possible. Is it possible to caramelize onions in the oven? Not really. You might burn them. You might toast them. But caramelizing onions requires even heat throughout. So if you're just putting them in the oven and you're not tossing them regularly, parts of it will burn and parts of it won't cook. So to have evenly caramelized onions that are sweet, you need attention. I do have a B12 deficiency, actually, but I did like one of those DNA tests, and then I put it into I don't even know what you call it, a research project called Prometheus, and they take your results from those DNA tests, and they tell you what medical conditions you're predisposed to. And Aaron and I both have this gene that apparently doesn't do well with B12 supplements, so I stopped taking it. But I remember when I was a kid, Mom always told me to supplement myself with B vitamins. So that's also possible. I mean, maybe I just need to eat some food with B vitamins. Um, It's definitely, I don't think it's heartburn, unfortunately, because heartburn doesn't feel this way. But it is kind of adjacent to that heartburn feeling, but in my gut, it just feels not like heartburn. Anyway, here is a yellow curry paste, and it expired at the end of December in 2020. And here is a not yet expired can of coconut cream, or coconut milk rather. Just gonna put the two together. Let me see what else I can throw in here, maybe. I have some celery. I'm gonna put the leaves in here because celery leaves are quite strong and I don't really like eating them on their own. So, perfect. I have bad eye rings. Yikes, guys. What are the chances that I die next week? You heard it here first, folks. Nutritional yeast. I have nutritional yeast. Maybe I'll eat some. I should eat some vegetables too. Okay. I'm gonna put this and this with some water in a bowl. I'm gonna mix it evenly before I put it in here. It smells so strong. The fear of getting fat can be considered fat phobia. Yeah, isn't that the definition of fat phobia? I mean, it's also just like a fear of fatness in general. Not even getting fat, but just thinking that fat is bad, I think, is how I've understood fat phobia. Oh, I can't believe I just trimmed my nails. Terrible decision. What's up, Fred? Yeah, it's coconut milk, buddy. I don't think you like it. You've gotten very demanding recently. What's up? What you doing? Here. Coconut milk. Yeah, I thought so. curry paste. We have dry chili pepper, shallot, garlic, soybean oil, sugar, salt, fresh turmeric, lemongrass, spices, including coriander seeds, cumin, cardamom, cinnamon, bay leaves, lesser galanga, cloves, galangal, curry powder, which includes mustard, turmeric, coriander, fenugreek, wheat flour, salt, chili, fennel, cumin, pepper, and kaffir lime, aka known as the lesser offensive name. Contains mustard and wheat. There's a lot of salt in there. The sodium level is extremely high. Hi, Sweden. Yes, galangal looks really similar to ginger, but the taste is not at all similar. It's not really that spicy. It has a little bit of a muted, warm spice, but it's not hot. It tastes a little medicinal, a little more dirt-like. This looks good though. Few extra Macroot lime leaves in there because I have them. These are very old. These are from like my 2015 restaurant job days. I'm also gonna eat some frozen pecans. All right, let's put this into the Instant Pot, shall we? Here's what it looks like. Minutes should be good. The rest of this live will be me eating and talking, and I'm gonna be fucking up one of my Swift finds. I bought this sleeveless romper where I think it's intended for someone that's a little curvier and a little more boobacious, because what happens when I put it on is that like it goes all the way down to my stomach and it's just a little unpractical. So I'm gonna try to be snipping the tank top part and maybe sewing it back up. We'll see. I gave it to Grandma to fix, and she held on to it for 3 days, and today I was like, Grandma, did you fix it yet? And she was like, no, I'm afraid I'm going to fuck it up. So it looks like she did do something, actually. It looks like she cut it, and she sewed it, and she sewed it all shut. Like, I don't know what Grandma was intending here, but, she snipped the she snipped the sleeves and then sewed the entire tank top up so that I can't put my arms through it. I've no idea what Grandma did here. I'm actually extremely confused, actually, What the hell? What the hell, Grandma? Guys, I hate to say it, but I think we reached the age at which Grandma no longer knows what's going on half the time. It surprises me to see this. I can't make sense of what's happening here anymore. Because she's very lucid when I take her out on walks. She's actually been behaving much better with the daily walks. But this is just confusing. Oh boy. Oh boy. One thing at a time. I'm gonna do some dishes first so the sink is cleared, and then we'll get to sewing. Capiche? Okay, they're to help stay put while sewing. Yeah, but she gave up. She's like, I don't want to cut it. But then she did cut it. Like, she ended up cutting it already. Just because you hear the sound of a can doesn't mean that it's food. Listen, I'm not blaming Grandma. I'm just commiserating with you all the state of things. It's natural, right? In January, she's gonna turn 95. The fact that she can even use a needle and thread to sew anything is kind of amazing. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit hungry. The pecans are good, but I think I'm gonna eat a little more of my tuna salad that I made earlier today. With celery. You should eat some vegetables, y'all. One thing I also read a few days back, ghosting is not a red flag, it's the result of failing to recognize the red flags prior. What are some of our favorite red flags? Aaron is no longer coughing. It's great. I didn't manage to get sick. Knock on wood. I also just stepped on Fred because he loves being close. when I have food. My friend just called people in her life assets? Okay. I think a big red flag is talking to internet strangers as if they were your best friends. Grandma. Oh, Grandma. The amount of thread she wasted, too, doing this. Maybe she was trying to cut it evenly? That's possible. Okay. That wasn't too bad. They were just stitches to hold the clothing in place. I think she was trying to make sure that she cut both sides evenly. No, Freddie, get off. No, no, off. You smell the tuna, don't you? You want the tuna? Is the tuna torturing you? Tuna's torturing you. Yeah, you can't have the tuna because there's spices in here now. Okay. Well, I might as well put it on. And we'll see where we're hanging now. How do you burn water? That's not scientifically possible. Actually, she cut it to the right length, kind of. I think I can just try to sew the ends together somehow, and this will be good. Yeah. Grandma, you did most of the work. You just had to finish it. I don't know why she felt so scared. I was like, Grandma, how are you doing on the project? And she was like, I'm so scared of doing the wrong thing. And I'm like, well, if you don't want to do it, you can just give it back to me. That's pretty good. Grandma did most of the work, I think. Any mention of Andrew Tate or Jordan Peterson? I actually don't know who Andrew Tate is, but I've heard a lot about Jordan Peterson from Aaron. Aaron's not a fan.
Chat's opinion on this fit real quick.
Aaron needs your help.
Too small, I think.
Oh, I like it.
June likes it.
You need small because your print is thin. And if you go any bigger, it'll swallow you. I think this is great. This is great. I like it. It looks really handsome on you.
Don't comment on the rest of the outfit, just the jacket. This is just my I don't give a shit lounging around the house stuff. Not a proper fit, but I do think it's supposed to be it's a padded winter coat. I think it's too small.
Aaron, I think it's great. Can you zip it?
Okay.
Zip it. If it zips and it's not suffocating you, that's the proper size. Turn around. It looks good.
Okay.
You really don't want to go bigger because you have a small frame, so you want it to look like fitting. And once the wrinkles are gone, it'll look even better.
Okay.
Put your arms out. And the shoulders are hitting at the proper spot. If you go bigger, the shoulders will slough off your arms and make you look tiny.
Okay. I'll keep it. Thank you.
Okay. Prairie Heath 1 says, red flag not recognizing and valuing other people's time. Yes. Yes. That is a big one for me. Absolutely. How much was that jacket?
About 100.
Wow. Guess that's not too bad.
It's officially licensed NFL apparel.
I can't even buy eggs for less than $5 now, so. Bad communication is a big one for me too, indeed. But sometimes it's not clear if they're bad at communication or if they're just shy. So I feel like that one kind of takes time to come out of the woodwork. Do you like it, Aaron?
Yeah, I love the design. I was just worried about the size.
I think it fits your frame, unless you plan on getting jacked soon.
Did people tell you who Andrew Tate is?
No, who's Andrew Tate?
He is a former mixed martial artist who is a men's lifestyle guru and coach. And he basically just exists to try to give guys confidence to try to get them laid. And he runs a sex trafficking ring in
What? Sorry, back up.
He runs a sex trafficking ring in Romania.
Oh my God.
This isn't an accusation. He has literally said, I went to Romania because it's easier to sex traffic women there.
What?
That's essentially a direct quote.
Is he a free man? Is he in prison?
I believe he's currently free. He makes a lot of money off of his
What the fuck?
off of his male,
How is he legally allowed to traffic women?
Eastern Europe. I don't know. But
What the fuck?
he has a wizard. He has a house wizard.
What the fuck does that even mean?
in his coven in Romania.
Oh
he has a
my
wizard
fucking
who
God.
casts, I guess, spells of protection to keep him from the.
Are you
police
for
or whatever.
reals?
Yeah. So he's one of these right-wing, scam artists who's associated with like Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, and just like men's rights activism and all that stuff. And just sort of like, oh yeah, he brags all the time about how he loves beating women and how he gets away with it and stuff like that. And he's like, if you follow my advice, you can get laid and beat women too.
Okay, this guy's name is Andrew Tate, and he needs to be in fucking jail.
Yes.
Anyway, Kate Clock says that a red flag is want to have physical contact on first few dates instead of just getting to know you. I think that's totally dependent, actually, on the date. Like, it's really dependent on your communication styles, and it's really dependent on what both people want. Some people do just want to get very physical on the first few dates. So I don't entirely agree with that one. What do you guys think? I cannot believe you can traffic people and not be in jail for it and be well known for it. Like, what?
Just do it in Romania.
What the fuck? Red flag is wanting to move in and get married after a very short time dating. Okay. Have you known of anyone who have gotten together very quickly and have not train wrecked themselves into a dead end? Stop sewing. Why do I have to stop sewing? I need to shorten the shoulder seams? Really? I thought I tried it on and it seemed okay. No? Stop sewing. But I already started. Am I shortening the front of it? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I honestly think it's fine. I think it's fine. I'm going to trust myself instead of you. And if I fail, you get to be right. And if you fail, I get to not redo my stitches. It's a win-win situation, folks. Yeah, it's gonna be low cut, but it's not gonna be as low cut as it used to be, which is fine. I could always wear a shirt underneath it, like I just did. It looked kind of cute, in fact, I thought, with something underneath, so I don't mind it. I'm just a little bit worried that if I shorten it, the armpits will be a little too tight, and I won't have freedom of movement. What else do we want to talk about? Freddie, get off! 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 Freddie, go away! Alright, you know what? Let me finish eating my tuna so I can stop torturing this poor guy. Sorry. We obviously don't plan for any of this. Just look at Fred looking at the tuna. Why is your cat peeing on your bed? It's not for you. It's for me.
Oh, that's funny. This
No. 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 First of all, why do you think it's mean for me to not feed him when he's clearly the one emotionally manipulating me into feeding him too much? Have you seen how much weight he's gained? Look. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, and my job is to not overfeed my cat until he's fucking obese, okay? I'm not fat shaming Fred, I'm just saying it can cause health issues. He knows. Alright, we're going back to our sewing project. Freddie, do you want to come sit with me? It'll be so cute if you sit right here. Anyway, I love it when strangers tell me how to raise my child. I would love to visit Berlin. It is on my list. I just need to wait for Grandma to die. Joking, not joking. But Grandma will be my life until she's gone. So I've submitted to that fact now. It was really hard for me to grapple with, but it's my life. So it is what it is. All of these things that we want to say that we don't say, let's just say it. We're not bad people for it. We're just people who think things and feel things, and that's fine. I'm not like plotting to murder my grandma, okay? I'm just a little bit sad that my life is going to be centered around taking care of grandma and basically death coaching her until the end, and I won't really have the opportunity to do what I want to do in terms of traveling until she's gone. And that's fine. I'm not going to be terribly sad if I end up dying within the next 5 years and I don't get to do more traveling, because there are worse things that can happen in life. But it would be nice to be able to travel one day.
Here's your ticket, pack your bag. It's time for jumping overboard. Transportation's here. Listen up.
Oh, media girl, I wasn't replying to your comments. I can tell when people are joking. I can take a joke. And it's, for a long time, after Mom died, I was like, shit. Now I don't really have my own life anymore. Now I can't be my own person anymore. But I'm really trying to change that framework of mind. I do have my own life. This is still very much my own life. Like, if I wanted to, I could just not visit Grandma every day. That would still be my own life. But this is my life. And I'm making my choices. And this is the choice that I've made. So I need to come to terms with it and be at peace with it. I think we keep having this idea that we can get everything that we want all the time, and it's just not how the world works, and the only way to make it worse for yourself is to tell yourself that it could be otherwise if you just did this differently, or if this happened to you differently, or if this didn't happen to you. But it happened. And this is your life. So you just gotta do it. And I'm doing it. Again, it could always be fucking worse. Yeah, and I live in New York City. You're absolutely right. There is so much to do in New York City. It could be so much worse, y'all. And I have it real good. I might not be able to achieve all of my dreams, but honestly, fuck dreams. If they make you miserable, maybe they're not that good to harbor. The goal, ultimately, for me, is to be as unmiserable as possible. And if that means convincing myself that holding on to dreams is actually really detrimental, then so be it. What else do we want to talk about? You let me know. Ugh. I love Fran Drescher. The Nanny was one of my favorite shows after school every day. I thought she was so hilariously wild and weird. I would say that The Nanny was one of my earliest role models. Does that make sense? Do you see any of The Nanny in me? She was just like so clueless and yet effortlessly wise at the same time. And even if she made a dumbass mistake, it worked. Isn't that just a magical superpower? Flushing used to be very Jewish. It was only in the 90s that I think it turned so Chinese and Asian, especially Chinese. But I think before, it wasn't, it was very Jewish. It was a very Jewish neighborhood, so it made sense if she was from there. The best non-touristy things to do in New York is to ride the subway and to walk. Period. Eat things. And please don't fucking buy a pretzel from the hot dog cart. It's so disgusting and dry and bready and I mean buy it if it makes you happy. I wouldn't recommend it, but if that's the experience you're going for, then who am I to stop you? I started watching season 3 of Love is Blind, but Netflix is doing this thing where they're not releasing all the episodes all at once. So now I have to wait until October 26th for the next episode, and there's like 4 or 5 more episodes, and I'm like, why did you do this? I'm so used to binging all of these brainless shows that actually make me so happy. And now I have to wait for happiness. So I started watching Rebecca, which I've never read the book, but I've acknowledged to myself now that if I haven't read the book in high school and I haven't read it in college and I haven't read it for 12 years after college, then I'm never going to read it. So I'm just going to watch the movie instead. And I'm about halfway through the movie. Has anyone seen it? Is it accurate to the book? What did you think? Tell me your thoughts. I find the acting like acting. You know what I mean? It's believable, but it's acting. I can't get lost in it. I have watched The Bear. Yes. It's fine. I think it's a little bit of a fairy tale. It's a little too Hollywood for me, but if you like it, you like it. Girl, $1,500 budget for moving to New York right now. Good luck. You might be able to find some places in Queens. Probably the Bronx. The Bronx is getting increasingly gentrified now, but the market is shit. Like, inventory is low, prices are high, and all the stuff that's on the market right now is just like pretty bad. So let's hope the inventory gets better by next year. You really, if you have a budget, just don't do New York City right now. New York City is really not for the faint of heart, especially with fucking Eric Adams' policies. It's just gonna get worse, is my opinion. So I don't know, maybe try Philly. Philly is much more affordable. It's also really close to New York, so you can potentially live in Philly, check out New York on the weekends, and then see if you like it enough. Maybe Staten Island is cheaper, or at least, but I really wouldn't recommend living on Staten Island. It's like kind of not New York. I feel like Jersey City is more New York than Staten Island is. Staten Island just makes me really sad every time I'm there. Sorry to all the Staten Islanders. What We Do in the Shadows, the show, is hilarious. Aaron and I watched it earlier this year, and we really enjoyed it. If you're into, like, cute comedy, dealing with vampires.
Yeah, so you and that. Or Jason, you know who you are. Her role is one of
He's sitting on top of the counter right now, right in front of the tripod. Have I ever worked in a restaurant? Ooh, somebody's new here. I worked long enough in the restaurant to fuck up my bladder. So yes, I have. Excuse me, sir. Sorry, I needed more thread. And maybe another needle.
Okay. Or do that.
Hi, welcome back, Freddie. I've never been to Minnesota, but I would love to go to Minnesota.
No.
Yeah, Melissa, I can see you.
Well, you download it from, you don't need to go to Mexico as well, you download it from the site. But if you want to see it on
Flight of the Condors or Flight of the Concords? Because I think Jermaine Clement did both. And yes, Flight of the Concords is an amazing show. I miss it.
so open Steam and your library or the library, but manage browse the files. Probably game. Now you're going to want to open the zip file that you
Okay, so I've only seen like 1.5 episodes of Fleabag. The pace, I know the writing is supposed to be amazing, and it's a very dark comedy that touches on a lot of different hard-hitting topics. However, I just found the pacing of the show to be like, I don't know, I think it was a little fast for me. And maybe I'll give it a try again. It's been a few years. I also wasn't crazy about the fourth wall breaking element of it, which is what sets that show apart a lot. I don't know why, because usually I really like kind of postmodern cheeky stuff like that, but when I first tried it a few years ago, it just wasn't my thing. Maybe it can be now. Maybe with a little more life experience and cynicism in me, it'll hit differently. It's all possible.
You can also choose what you want to do that second
I have seen Barry. I used to love Barry. It made me fall in love with Bill Hader. And then I watched season 3, which obviously came after like a pandemic break. And I think maybe it's still a little, I don't know, maybe it's still too fresh for me in terms of like my mom dying and all of that. But the third season just really wasn't my thing. I had a hard time feeling addicted to it like I did with the first 2 seasons. It made me really sad. And I know it's supposed to be a dark comedy, but there wasn't enough comedy to offset the dark in the first 2 or 3 episodes. And I kind of gave up on season 3. And it really bummed me out because I was looking so forward to it.
to save the file. What was it?
I don't watch YouTube regularly anymore. I think I really kind of burnt out of YouTube, honestly. There's nothing really. That's not true, actually. Carson Rehnquist, is that his last name? He does like what I watched this month. He's like a little film nerd, and he does a little rundown of movies and shows he's seen. I really enjoy that. I watch that regularly. But I don't know if I got his name right, so if you know who I'm talking about, you can drop him in the chat box.
You started the game from lunch.
I haven't really felt any shows be that good recently, except The Patient. I look forward to watching new episodes of The Patient again. It is justifiably dark. Yes, Karsten Brinquist. That must be it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that name looks right. And if he does film reviews, then that's gotta be the channel and the handle. Gay themed movies.
It is.
Are there more gay themed movies nowadays? I guess there must be. That makes sense. Has anyone seen any movies that depict asexuality or the asexual spectrum? I recently had a Hinge date ask me if I've ever seen asexuality depicted in media, and I was like, if I have, it wasn't good because I don't remember it. However, I did finish watching a movie called Straight Up on Netflix, and it's not really about, or at least on the surface, it's not really about asexuality, but it is about questioning your sexual identity. And I really enjoyed that because it moves very fast. The writing is like very quirky. The dialogue is hilarious. And there were so many moments in that movie where I was like, this is what it feels like to be someone on the asexual spectrum. So I really like that for the way that it resonated with me. I love it when you guys say hi to each other in the chat box. It makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. Crazy, guys. We've been on this channel for 1 year and 8-ish months now. What a ride, huh? We've lasted longer than some marriages. How does that feel? Yes, let me know if you come across any asexuality themed movies. That would be amazing to see represented somehow. I just want to know what the asexual experience is because I don't know. I only know my version of it. And I think when you lack the stories that tell what you are feeling, you feel like you are wrong. Like you feel like it's so much easier to gaslight yourself into thinking that your identity isn't valid when you don't see other people identifying with it, which is so sad to say, but I think it's really true that like we are kind of herd animals, and when we don't find corroborators of some sort in that identity, it becomes like, well, are you sure you're that? Do you even know if that is actually a thing? And I think so much of asexuality is kind of like that because most people just don't talk about it. Comparing certain things to the length of short-lived marriages somehow always brings me like a slight hit of Schadenfreude. It just makes me deliriously satisfied for some reason. I think I have heard of Asexual, the movie, before. But I feel like, is it a documentary? It feels clinical, doesn't it? I want stories, like presented the way that love stories are presented for allosexual people. I don't want to be seen as like a specimen. I want to be seen as a character. If that makes sense. I've never heard about the Olivia experiment. Let me Google that. And I would say that asexuality isn't the same thing as aromantic. They can be related, but they're not the same. Oh wow, it's from 2012. I'll have to check that out later. Thank you. We have 2 minutes left on the Instant Pot, and we have Freddie here. What a perfect Sunday night. I'm so happy. And I hope to finish sewing this soon, so I can see how low it goes. Fred has been making quite a few biscuits. I don't know if he's getting paid equitably. So whoever's putting in the orders, y'all better be tipping very generously. My boy's been working very hard. There he goes. Maybe he's off to make biscuits again. He's like, I heard biscuits, and I hear orders coming in. Better go get started. With the holiday season coming up, you know orders are about to skyrocket. Does the threat to pierce my finger daunt me? I mean, I've pierced my finger before. It's not the worst thing. Hopefully you have enough of a sensory reflex to stop it before it actually goes through. But it can be a little hard if you're working with fabrics that are very tough to push the needle through. That tends to be when most of my accidents happen when sewing. So I just gotta be careful. Grandma uses a thimble. She doesn't even have to look at her fingers when she sews, which is like absolutely amazing. Yay! Okay, I'll let it decompress naturally, but I'll turn that Instant Pot off because I don't need it to keep warm. And after this, maybe I'll eat an apple. Did I tell you I went apple picking with my friend Samira? She was so lovely. She drove me to Fishkill Farms and we picked so many apples. And I've been slowly giving them away to friends, eating some, cutting some up thinly for grandma. She's not a fan because they're like too sour apparently for her. I don't know.
And she was like, I'll do this later.
So, I might eat an apple because they're so good. I delight in apples. Wonder if there's anything in my life that I don't tell you guys. It's gonna be a security risk. Alright, let's try on this rompa. Ooh, I just dropped a needle. I heard it go. Wouldn't it be funny if I did the grandma mistake and sewed together the wrong ends? That would be hilarious. Oh my god. That's very good reason for me to never buy a sewing machine. Yee.
Or yes, sorry.
Oh, it's a tight fit. It's a very tight fit. Okay. It was definitely easier to put on before the fix.
That was just the dog eats water.
That's pretty great. Thanks, Grandma. She did the hardest part, which was to calculate how much to cut off. Granny did it. She did it. No, so this fabric is lyocell, so it's super smooth and soft. It's one of my favorite fabrics, for sure. I'm just gonna keep wearing it. It is a racer back, yes. Woo! It looks good with a shirt underneath. Maybe not the leggings thing, but whatever, it works. Yeah. We did it. I paid $5 for this. So I saw that somebody said earlier, it's not worth thrifting things if you need to put so much work into it. First of all, like $5 buys you 1 dozen eggs. I'm just buying myself a project, essentially. And second of all, I can't pass on this fabric because I love lyocell. Anything lyocell, I just want to like brush it against my skin all the time. So slow clap for Grandma indeed. I'm plugging my computer in because we are dying.
Look good. Yeah, do I? Good. What's my name now?
Yeah, it's not that bad. Before, the armholes, if that's what we're calling it, were so low down that if I bent over, my boobs would just fall out. So not bad. Not bad. You find it hard to wash lyocell? You can't just put it in the washing machine? You don't need to apologize for anything, girl. It's all good. What else do I want to eat? Oh, apples. I don't know what this is, but this is a Caville Blanc d'Hiver. It's a French variety, super high in vitamin C. Some of them look so bulbous, they look like a Renaissance butt, is how I've been describing them. Whatever these are, they're gonna be great. Aaron, do you want slices of farm apple?
Sure, thank you.
are two types in here. One is red and one is green. The green one is a little more sour. Oh, you have a nice butt in this video game.
Yeah, do you want to see my face?
I don't really know.
Okay, she said she didn't. Either player can run. It's actually the one I read. It all makes sense. So, oh shit. I gotta choose.
The skin is a little tough like a store-bought Granny Smith. The flesh is a little soft like an Empire. The sweetness is like a spring honey with a hint of fresh cut grass. And I've never smelled a tulip, but it tastes like what a tulip should smell like, looking at the shape and the color of a tulip. Okay, here's the Cabo Blanc.
Can I remember the name Sunday? Yeah. That's the last
Mmm. The texture of this is a little bit chalkier. Slightly more dense. This one's not too sour. It has a mild whiff of gasoline. The skin is giving me like a rubber scent, which might have to do with the fact that I picked all of these off the ground and not off the tree. Maybe they were a little past their prime. The Cabo Blanc is known for being an excellent cooking apple. It apparently retains its shape super well during heating. It reminds me of the flavor of a Honeycrisp.
get out of here, George.
But the texture of a wine sap. If you know, you know.
Oh, right. We'll be able to use
I really want to stay until we open up the chicken hearts because I kind of want to taste them on camera. So, can you guys give me something else to do while I wait? Besides eating apples, which I can do. I have a question. Oh, cut my hair. We could cut my hair. Not today. Butterbores can go die in a ditch. Anyway, I have a question for you guys. What spices are you afraid of using, and what kind of video content would convince you that yes, you actually do want to try the spice and buy a bottle of it.
I believe I did. 100%. Did you take a soda?
I did an episode on cardamom. Hing. Definitely not my video to make, but it is a very intriguing spice. But what kind of video would make you unscared of the spice and excited to use it? Like, what would you see in that video that would convince you that you are indeed fully capable of buying this spice and using it in everything? I love putting za'atar on my salad. Using spices in easy recipes, yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Take this guy.
Okay. Think of sumac as dried lemon juice. Any place you would use lemon juice in, you can use sumac in. It's also beautifully red, so you can use it as a topping for a little hit of citric acid flavor. I was afraid of a lot of spices. I actually hated nutmeg and clove for a very long time. Spices don't really go bad. The flavor just gets duller.
I spectate you until, from what I read, it's I spectate you until you die or you need to cross or something. I don't know exactly what it was when it.
How often do you guys want to branch out and buy new spices? Be honest.
This spectating thing is really cool.
This one has such a strong flower honey flavor.
It's like you don't even have to.
Ooh, if you could only have 5 spices for the rest of your life, what would they be? Cumin. Definitely cumin. Cumin and cinnamon for sure.
It's basically
Cumin, cinnamon, coriander.
I'm in a full obsession
Citron peppercorn. So that leaves one more. This is a hard one. Why did you do this to me? Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I've not tried that Georgian spice that I don't even know how to pronounce. I know I'm gonna regret this. Fuck. You're gonna hate me. I'm gonna choose lavender as my last one because it's such a unitasker. However, that flavor is not replicated in any other spices. Like, there's no other spice that can come close to the flavor of lavender. And I love the way lavender tastes with butter, the way lavender tastes with chocolate. So anytime that I would make anything sweet adjacent, dessert-like, if I could have lavender, I would be a happy girl. So my 5 spices will be cinnamon and lavender on the sweet side, cumin and coriander and citron peppercorn on the savory side. I hope you're satisfied. Don't do that to me again. I don't think of chili as a spice because I can always add chili as a fresh ingredient, you know? So, citron peppercorn, yeah, they come fresh, sure. Cinnamon, I guess you can just peel it off of a tree, sure. Cumin, I don't even know what that looks like fresh. Coriander would just be cilantro, right? So, whatever, I'm set with my choices. So if I make any chai, I guess I can only have cinnamon and lavender in there. How would coriander taste? Let's not think about it. Don't think about it. This is or that, apples or peanut butter. Whew. Sarah, you're trying to get banned, aren't you? Yeah. Cardamom, I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I like it, but I wouldn't die without it, you know? It didn't even enter my life until maybe 3 or 4 years ago, so I can survive again without it. Chinese cardamom, so I can't make chai anymore. I can only do cinnamon and lavender tea, milk tea. In the Instant Pot, we have some chicken heart being cooked with chickpeas and crumbled tofu and a little bit of celery leaves, and we flavored it with a canned yellow curry mix with coconut milk. Cinnamon lavender horchata. Sounds delicious. Iced? Hell fucking yeah. Whoa, cinnamon lavender horchata. Do you pronounce the H in Spanish? Is it horchata or horchata? I can't remember. In French, you never pronounce the H, so I'm very confused. These lives are like the chat rooms back in the day. I think that's why I like seeing them so much. They remind me of like that really sketchy period of AOL chat rooms where everybody was like, ASL. Have you ever thought about how creepy those days were? That strangers would just ask you for your age, your sex, and your location? What were we doing? The fact that like any of us survived to live to this day after going through ASL chat rooms. Impressive. Truly. I'm waiting for the pressure thingy to drop because I want to get all of the pressure power. Oh, guys. I could have put this in there and it would have made it so much better. Next time. What are kiddos using nowadays instead of creepy chats? Instagram and TikTok. You have a bucket full of lavender you harvested. You can put it into brownies to start. Put it into hot chocolate. Anything with chocolate, put it in there. You can make some lavender sugar, sprinkle it on top of your oatmeal. You can decorate cupcakes with it. You can make little spice sachets, put it next to your pillow, put it in the bathroom. I don't know. You do you. I've never harvested lavender, so I have no idea what it even looks like. So, TVP recipes. I don't know. Just use it like you would use tofu or ground beef, ground pork, ground chicken, something. Don't make burger patties out of it because they won't stay. I love using this shit in chilies, like a vegan, vegetarian kind of chili thing. Perfect. Just season it well, please, and use a lot of fat. Lavender simple syrup is an amazing thing, and Aaron loved that shit in his coffee. So, yes. TVP stands for textured vegetable protein. It's usually derived from soy. Yes. Bye, Linda. Milk matcha with lavender syrup. That sounds intriguing. Yes, you can substitute it for meat, for sure. So if you have plans to make a beef burger, but you only want to use half beef and half something else, you can rehydrate some of your TVP and mix it into your burger patty and try to make it like a less beefy beef patty. How should I cut my hair? How short do we want to go? Do we want to go boy short?
It's not a big deal. I don't think we'll frequently split pretty much all things.
I kind of like the length that it is now, but I think once it gets a little bit longer, I'm gonna go like here. So I agree, about 3 centimeters. Mohawks are notoriously hard to maintain because it means I have to keep buzzing the sides. And since I don't really want to pay for haircuts or have other people touch my hair, and I want to do it myself, they're going to be very hard.
I'll follow you guys, 'cause I don't.
I also like this look, so, you know. Yes, I know it's not necessarily boy short and that girls can do short too, obviously. Case in point. However, gender is a construct and our world is built around these constructs, so we've called it boy short because boys tend to have short hair and girls tend to have long hair. But we are moving beyond the construction of gender now. So the question is, do we get rid of all the terms that hold on to gender identities and roles and expectations entirely? Or do we simply refer to them for what they used to stand for while moving beyond their limitations and dictations? Choices, none of which matter. A wedge cut? I don't think Asian hair can do wedge cuts. I remember when I was in 6th grade, this was my favorite hairstyle. I would just like bunch up a little 3-inch strip of hair and clip it into a ponytail. Doesn't work with my face shape anymore, unfortunately. But remember when people would do this and then they would like tease up their hair? Redonkulous. I do wish that I could braid my own hair. That's a skill that I've never been able to do. I don't know how people make it look so effortless when they braid their own hair. Especially when you do one of those French braids that keep adding in new hair with every braid. I don't know how you do it. It's very hard. And then mine end up looking like crap. It dropped! It dropped! We can taste now!
This is drive-by.
Cute!
Hello, Matt. Oh.
Whoop! Did you order something?
Nothing anymore.
Who is it? Thank you. Oh, it's Amazon. Whoever ordered it.
I finished it in once. Terrorists win. Okay, what is this? We got him twice now.
Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. It smells so good.
I'm starting to feel like that next round. This is mildly difficult. I won't do it. I refuse to do it.
smells good. I might add some cornstarch in here to thicken it. Let me see what it looks like.
Yeah, you gotta stop the guy. You can't have it.
Yeah. I want some cornstarch in there to thicken the curry up. So I am going to turn on the saute mode.
Oh, you know what? I just never, I think I just never opened the last chest.
That's probably too much. I never learn from my mistakes.
I didn't get the dismounter, but I did get frozen raisins. I got it during the time you were saying that.
Technically, you should make a slurry with cold liquid because then it clumps like this. So just, you know, don't do what I do, please.
Covered in blood.
My spoon is too big. That is such a good college memory. Wow, I remember being a college junior and just laughing my ass off with my stupid friends at that. My spoon is too big. While that reduces, we can taste some of this. Chicken heart curry. Chicken heart chickpea tofu curry. What did I study? Like in college? I was an English lit major with a religion and educational studies minors. Um, Chickpea butts. Maybe that's why I think I love every food item that looks like a butt. So I love chickpeas. I love apples that look like butts. What else do I love? I think I just love butts. Why don't you like chicken hearts though? How did I make the transition to food? Well, obviously, as you know, an English major is useless. Basically, what English majors do is they come out of a college somewhat educated, which just makes them the perfect disgruntled service worker, which is exactly what I was. There you go. The tofu is kind of squeaky, which I don't like. I wonder, does it need to get cooked more or did it overcook? Not into the squeaky tofu mixture. Here's a little heart with a little ventricle. Yum. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna believe me, but I want there to be more MSG in there, obviously. And a little more salt. I honestly think I added too much water because I thought the chickpeas would need more water, but they did not. So now I have like a curry soup instead of a curry, which is fine. I also think we need to add a little bit of a spice in there. I'm gonna do a little bit of this. Very oily. And since the cornstarch isn't doing much for the texture, I have another idea. Is it gonna ruin everything? Possibly. Do you remember our good friend, the red lentil flour that we have left over from a Budget Eats from maybe 2 decades ago? Let's add in some of this. Sorry, I've been ignoring chat. I've had bops before. They can be pretty hard to manage sometimes. You can hear the sound difference as soon as I add this. It turns into a thicker, gloopier witch's brew sound. This is working.
See this correct.
Can anybody tell me what a heel spur feels like? Because I think I have one and it's really annoying because I really want to walk, but it really hurts to walk on it. What do you do if you have a heel spur?
Oh, gee. I don't know this at all.
Good teachers are hard to find. What are you? Are you a moth? Good teachers are hard to find, not because there's no good teachers, but because we pay teachers shit. It's kind of how we said we had a lifeguard shortage. That's not really how shortages work.
I got it instantly because you didn't warn me that I'm trying to drag you. No, you said nothing about the dragon, please. You should, yeah. Let's go to it.
Real gloopy. I'm sorry, how do you shave your heel? Odd.
So it could be in my last.
This is the texture we're looking for. See, I've had foot issues forever, and because I walk a lot, I thought I've been investing in good shoes, but maybe there's just not a shoe good enough in the world to help me and my fucked up foot. Mm. Mhm. Need more of this. curry?
Sure. Oh god, that was one shot. That's a pretty good range. Does it sound like the same? Okay. Yeah, I guess it didn't think you were engaged in that.
We're gonna serve Aaron with a little bit of fried garlic. It's hot. Let it cool down.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all, I've had a lot of fun cooking. That's about it. I think that came out about as good as I had hoped it would come out. And not too spicy. Perfect texture. Gonna be great over rice or potatoes or whatever. I don't know where Moth went. Maybe he sacrificed himself into our flavor pot. I'm not sure, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get Boyo to come. Oh, we sure can. We sure can get Boyo to come.
Yes, I was just trying to be back with the dragon.
Freddie, do you have advice for the people for next week?
No, you're not.
Aww.
You're standing right next to me.
Okay, your nails are kind of sharp. Maybe we cut it tonight. One more? Okay.
That's fine. Good. Which dungeon? Find the dragon.
Sure was a Filipino cookbook. It's a gorgeously shot one, too.
Sure.
All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great week ahead. I hope you take care of yourselves, eat your vitamins, drink your water, try to get sleep, maybe smoke some weed. Cool, we out. Oh, here's Moth.